Folks, welcome back. So, you're not going to believe this. Fyre Festival 2 is supposed to be less than 3 months away. And when you're talking music festival type event, 3 months is nothing. They've already had to bump it back 1 month. The whole year they were promoting Fyre Festival 2, gonna be the coolest at the end of April. And then recently, quietly, all of a sudden, actually, it's going to be at the end of May. Everything's going great. Real smooth. No complaints on our end. Just it's going so well. The planning and the booking and the ticket sales and everything. It's going so well. We just figured pushing it back an extra month would be necessary. And then last week, which now it makes it worth doing an episode about, the local Isla Mujeres Mexican government, where they're trying to do it, came out and made a statement and said, as far as we're concerned, this festival isn't happening. Nobody has reached out or even attempted to get the necessary permits to do this thing. As far as we're concerned, this festival does not exist. And then same week, last week, 2 local hotels that apparently were listed as the official partnering hotels for Fyre Fest 2, they came out and said, no, we're not affiliated with this thing at all. People, I can't believe I'm saying this. I think the same thing is happening before. We're going to take a look at the website together. They're making all of the exact same mistakes as Fyre Festival 1, which landed Billy McFarland, the visionary behind the whole thing, in prison for 4 years. He got 6 years in prison, ended up doing 4. If you don't know who it is, he's essentially the music festival version of Elizabeth Holmes, the Theranos. At first they call you crazy, and then they fight you, and then you miss your daughter's entire childhood because you're in prison. So let me set up how we got to this moment, and then we'll look at the website together, and then I want to make my channel the official Fyre Festival 2 watch follow party, because I can't, like I said, I really can't believe he's making the exact same mistakes again. All right, so how did we get here? 2017, Fyre Festival 1 is a colossal disaster. He gets 6 years in prison, ends up doing 4. He has to pay restitution for close to $30 million. And it sounds like there's between 10 and 20 lawsuits still happening, trickling in. Billy McFarland did a Vlad TV interview like 7 months ago or something, and Vlad asked him, so how much money do you have to pay back in all? And Billy was like, I don't know. I don't think anyone really knows. It's still, but I would guess, just myself, he's probably on the hook to pay back between $40 and $50 million. And how the restitution works, a percentage comes out of whatever he makes each month. So the more he makes, the more that comes out. The story he tells is he's in prison and he signs with a talent agency while in prison. They're going to do a podcast with him over the prison phone. Please insert 1 more quarter to keep the podcast going. And for promotional material for the podcast, according to Billy, they used a stock picture of someone that kind of was the same look as Billy, same shape, looking down like out of a prison cell. But Billy said it wasn't me. The prison that he was in thought that was him and said, how'd you get a picture? How'd they get a picture of you for the promotional material? That's not allowed. And so they put him in solitary confinement for 7 months. Again, this is just Billy's story. He's a confirmed liar. Everybody that or many people that he worked with, like if you watch the Fyre documentary, say he's a full-blown clinical sociopath. Someone called him an operational sociopath. And so, again, this is his story. And he said, while he's in solitary confinement, he writes a 50-page proposal, pitch, I don't know, for Fyre Festival 2, which he said, because the vision, the idea is strong. The problem is, It's not a luxury festival because he wants to sell crazy high ticket packages. He doesn't want to sell, hey, $500. It's a pirate theme festival. It's kind of cool, but kind of crappy, but decent music. Hey, come out. Let's have a good time. He wants to sell the $5,000 ticket package, the $25,000. It's got to have luxury. But how do you do that? To do some island in Mexico to get like sushi and Indian food and a spa treatment and A-level acts, it's not a good, the idea isn't good, and it proved that the first time. It went so bad, it ruined his life. And so anyway, he writes a 50-page proposal while in solitary confinement. Yeah, this is so good. We're going to pull it off the second time. Gets out roughly 2 years ago, immediately starts doing all of the media interviews because those 2 huge Fyre Fest documentaries came out while he was in prison. And he mistakes that for, this is the biggest festival around. This has name recognition. In one of a year ago, he did a interview on TMZ where he goes, Fyre Festival has gotten 36 million impressions on the internet. We're the most talked about festival around. But the problem is, Billy, everybody's just shitting on it, saying this thing sucked, and I can't believe everybody got tricked. And the thing, how he got the last one to seem so cool, so everybody bought tickets and they were able to book Blink-182, is he paid all of those models, brought them down to the Bahamas, shot a slick, cool promo video that had nothing to do with the actual festival, put that out. Everybody was like, wow, models. I want to hang out with models in the Bahamas. That looks really nice. That looks fun. That's what I want to do. The problem is you can't recreate it. That's the initial glaring, huge issue with trying to do this Fyre Festival idea that he has, is to recreate it and not spend $100 billion. But he can't do it this time. All the models had to apologize to their fans. Lawsuits were talked about. Criminal charges were talked about. It was the whole changing of how you could post on Instagram. After that, you had to say, this is an advertisement, because people felt tricked where all of those top models were posting pictures like Fyre Fest, meet me in Fyre Fest. It looked all organic, and then everybody win, and you got like a cheese sandwich on dry toast. It was like, well, where's the model? This is a gross cheese sandwich. Okay, so here's what I think is happening. If you go and watch interviews from starting a year ago until recently, everyone basically that Billy does, he goes, tickets are on sale tomorrow. So a year ago, tickets were on sale tomorrow. 7 months ago, tickets were on sale tomorrow. During the Vlad TV interview, he goes, yeah, we did a pre-drop tickets. They sold out pretty much instantly. And then Vlad goes, well, how many tickets did you sell in the pre-drop thing? And Billy kind of quietly was like 100. And Vlad, you could tell Vlad was like, oh, yeah, hey, cool, 100 tickets. And then I don't know how many they thought at the beginning 2 years ago when this thing was looking good, but all of a sudden now they're only saying we're selling 2,000 tickets, which that's a small festival. And so a year ago, tickets are on sale tomorrow. 7 months ago, tickets are on sale tomorrow. A couple months ago, and then he did a damage control. Billy went on the Today Show or Good Morning America or something roughly 2 weeks ago. And again, they were saying, and officially tickets go on sale tomorrow. Well, I've been on the website almost every day for the past 2 weeks. You can still buy tickets. So here's what I think is happening. Billy thought that we're the most talked about festival. We're a meme. Everybody's been talking about us. Everybody's going to want to go to this thing. But all of Billy's endeavors, we've seen enough, kind of have the same, which is really slick, cool promotion. He's a good promoter and he's a good marketer, but the actual idea ends up kind of being lame and borderline a full-blown scam. And they've gotten worse. Like his first company was Magnesis, where you could copy your credit card onto this metal. It looks like you're rich. You throw it on the table, it clangs. And so that was for like 20s people in New York City that want to seem like they're rich and they want to throw down a credit card that clangs. So you get the credit card, and then everything else about the company, it had its moments, but slowly but surely everyone was like, nah, this is pretty lame and borderline a scam. So then he goes on to the next thing, which is Fyre Festival. Same thing, incredibly slick marketing, tricked everybody, made it look like the coolest thing, and then everybody got there and it was far from that. And then right after that, which he said in the Vlad interview that he probably got more time for, the last company he did before he went to prison was New York City VIP access, and it was just a straight full-blown scam where he emailed everybody that was on the Fyre Festival email list and said, you want to go to the Met Gala? I can get tickets. Well, you can't buy tickets to the Met Gala. You want to meet Taylor Swift? I can set up a meeting. Taylor Swift's like, I don't do meet and greets. And so that was a full-blown scam, and so he was being charged for Fyre Festival, and that added more time, made him look really bad, because they were like, no, you are as bad as it looks, because look at this. You even started the full, you can't explain away New York City VIP access. And so here we are again, where Billy McFarland is trying to do one of the things that he does. And in the interviews, he's trying to spin it where he goes, we're going to be the first festival that sells out without any acts being booked. And it's like, people aren't going to shell out that much cash if there's there isn't listed anything on like what is happening with this festival. And so here's what I think is happening. It's obvious that tickets aren't selling. He thought, well, everybody's talking about it. There was 2 documentaries. People are going to fall over themselves to buy tickets. I'm a little bit surprised even they can't even sell 2,000. I figured there'd be at least 2,000 people that just wanted to go and see what Fyre Fest 2. They don't even care. Like, I don't care how crappy it is. I'm going to go and vlog it for my little channel, or I'll go cover it for this. And the fact that it's been a year of them saying tickets are on sale tomorrow and still nothing. And since doesn't seem like anyone's buying tickets, money's not rolling in, and so how do you book an act? Really, a music festival is only as cool as the music that they're playing, right? And the only artist that's come out right now and said they're performing is Antonio Brown, the ex-NFL wide receiver. I think he said it on Joe Rogan or something. And so less than 3 months out, doesn't seem like tickets are selling. The local Mexican government is saying, as far as we're concerned, this isn't happening. No one's reached out to the necessary permits. And Billy hasn't solved the problem, which is, how do you make a cool festival? You can promote a festival, you can have a cool website for a festival, but he's never figured out how to make an actual good festival where people could go. And after I think it was Good Morning America interview where she's going, is there going to be A-list talent booked? And he's going, well, I'm not part of the booking. My partners are doing the booking, but I sure hope so. And he's starting to look very desperate. And then I think after that, he did and I can show a clip of it. He did an Instagram video where he's just filming his face. And a year ago, he was looking all confident and excited. And he's starting to get that same look like, this isn't going good at all. And he's making an Instagram video trying to calm people down, going, no, Fyre Festival 2 is real.
I did an interview in the Today Show. And since then, the story has been shared, retold, twisted, and covered by journalists from all over the world. I figured it would be best to hear directly from me what's actually happening. First, Fyre 2 is real. Second, we have incredible partners leading the festival, They're in charge of all the logistics, productions, and operations. This includes an incredible production team in Mexico who does not F around. There is no way they would ever take on a fake festival. 3, we have accommodations. Naturally, this is a huge point of emphasis given the issues surrounding Fyre 1. Our accommodations include contracts for the number of villas, yachts, and hotels. This also includes 2 hotels who were contacted by the media and in response gave misleading statements saying they never heard of Fyre and they aren't working with us. After hearing this, I asked my team to terminate those contracts and to focus on the hotels and other partners who are eager to work with and support Fyre. 4, we have talent. Artists, athletes, and other performers are on board and scheduled for Fyre 2. 5, restitution is being paid.
It is happening. It's going to be good. Even though we haven't announced anything yet and it's 3 months away, it's going to be so good. And I just can't believe how surreal it really is that he tried to do this exact same thing already. It went terribly wrong. And now, a few short years after he gets out of prison, he's making desperate, frantic Instagram film your face videos going, I promise this thing is real and good. I cannot wait to see what happens with this thing. Please follow along. Let's check out the website. All right, so it starts by counting to 100. I guess that's something. And then you got some moving water, kind of cool, and an island, which I would guess has nothing to do with the actual location. And then I don't know if they were going to make it look like you're in a cave staring out at the water, or if they're tearing off a piece to reveal a small glimpse of the paradise that awaits if you buy tickets to Fyre Festival 2. It's actually a pretty slick looking website, but that's kind of Billy's thing. Super cool promotional material and a slick website. But the problem is the super cool promotional material, whatever it's promoting with the slick website, ends up being kind of lame or a shocking disaster. All right, let's click on tickets. So you have the Ignite General Access, the miserable, pathetic General Access for $1,400, and the Fuego VIP package for $5,000, and the Phoenix package, Artist Access, oh my god, for $25,000. There's actually also a Prometheus package for $1.1 million. But let's start with the miserable, pathetic Ignite General Access Loser package. All right, you gotta scroll up. It's actually kind of annoying. All right, so here we are. It's a lot of the same on all these, but I'll read it for the first one. There are accommodations. There are dozens of hotels and mini rental villas available on Isla Mujeres. Fyre has partnered with a number of these hotels in the area. Yeah, well, last week a number of them came out and said, we're not partners. We're not affiliated with this thing. Where accommodations are available to Ignite attendees at preferred rates, there will be transportation between our partner hotels and our festival sites on Isla Mujeres throughout the weekend. Ignite attendees may also book their own private accommodations. Hey, cool. All right, so this is where it gets funny. Fyre experiences, explore, embrace the unknown, and defy the impossible alongside some of the most fascinating people in the world. Then come together at night to celebrate. There is no other event like this. These options are a la carte and must be purchased as add-ons. The Fyre experiences will be released in a number of experiential drops leading up to the festival. So first, let's break this down. Explore. All right, that makes sense. You can wander around. Embrace the unknown. Does that just mean you don't even know what this thing is? The whole embrace the unknown. People are going to want to know in the next month. What is this thing? What am I paying for? If it's so great, wouldn't you be proud and happy to put up what it is on the website and show pictures of it, this whole, and defy the impossible alongside some of the most fascinating people in the world? I don't know, it's not really selling me. Okay, so for that one, oh yeah, and also down here, the Fyre experiences will be released in a number of experiential drops leading up to the festival. Imagine paying $25,000 for the Phoenix package and being like, yeah, I don't know what I'm spending my money on. I'm waiting around for the experiential drops that are going to happen leading up to the festival. So that should be good. And so the Miserable Pathetic Ignite General Access Package, this one, access to the festival grounds on Isla Mujeres and the water stage. Transportation will be blah, blah, blah. All right, so you get, with that package, you get access to the grounds and to the water stage. All right, not the worst. Let's move on. Okay, now we have the Fuego VIP access. Wow. Let's see what we get with this one. VIP access to the festival grounds on Isla Mujeres, front row viewing of the water stage, and close viewing to the fight pit. All right. Can't wait to be close to the fight pit. And then transportation. All right, so that's for $5,000. You get to be front row at the water stage and close viewing to the fight pit. All right, now let's go up to the Phoenix package for $25,000. Let's see what comes with that. Artist access to the festival grounds. So at this point, the only artist is Antonio Brown. So you just get to be like, hey, what's up, Antonio? And he's like, hey. And you're like, all right, well, that was worth about $40. Artist access to the festival grounds on Isla Mujeres. Backstage access to the water stage. Oh, my God. Pit side access to the fight pit. Are you kidding me? And curated itinerary of Fyre experiences, which, remember, will be released in a number of experiential drops. Phoenix transportation throughout the weekend, and a Fyre concierge. All right, $25,000, that'll set you back. But remember, you get backstage to the water stage and pit side access to the fight pit. All right, that's not nothing. All right, now we're going to go to the Prometheus, which you have these spinning rings and looks like a couple models running into the beach wearing like tutus. I don't know. Do you get a ring with the Prometheus? Get some cheap ring. Hey, I paid $1.1 million and got this ring. So that's cool. All right, so for $1.1 million, let's see what you get. Prometheus access to the festival grounds on Isla Mujeres. On stage access to the water stage. What? Fight team access at the fight pit. You get to talk to some karate sensei? What? I only had to pay $1.1 million and I got fight team access at the fight pit. I'll take two, please. And a curated itinerary of Fyre experiences that are going to come out as experiential drops, 24/7 private chauffeur service, and dedicated on-site concierge. Let's look at these pictures. I mean, this just feels like Fyre Fest 1 all over again. Let's go to the first one. Okay, so you have two women jumping off a diving board. All right. Can't argue with that. And then you have this woman hugging her knees. She actually kind of looks miserable. But if you want to go and wear a bathing suit and hug your knees or see a beautiful woman hugging her knees, only $1.1 million stands in your way. All right, and then you have some people sitting on a boat. You want to sit on a boat? This is the festival for you. Then you have a yacht with a helicopter. This is right up Billy's alley too. Just big yachts, expensive helicopter. You're a celebrity. You're an oligarch on your yacht. All right, then you have a woman's butt. Hopefully that sells some tickets because we don't have much else. We don't, other than, what was it? Fight team access to the fight pit. Hopefully this woman, I think these are probably all just stock photos that have nothing to do with it. Then you got some boats. Look at that. And you have 3 women sitting at a villa that's probably nowhere near the actual festival, trying to look cute and sexy. You got a dude doing a backflip. Woo! Young and free. Got a woman on a floaty with the hand in the air and some jet skis. So people are going to want to see real pictures of this thing. What are we doing? What do the grounds look like? The stock, I mean, it seems to me like they're making all the exact same fraudulent mistakes that they made on Fyre Festival 1. What is the identity of this festival? It doesn't sound like they even know. So there's a water stage and a fight pit. The one artist so far is Antonio Brown. And they're billing it as a luxury. With these prices, it's a luxury festival, which how do you build infrastructure that meets the standard of luxury and some of these prices? I don't know, but there you go. That's the website. Last thing I want to talk about is I think they thought, all right, we're going to sell a bunch of tickets because we're the most talked about festival in the world. And then once the money starts going in, we'll book all of these great acts. Everybody will be like, oh my gosh, this festival's awesome. And then it'll go great. Well, no respectable artist it has a stink of failure and scam from Fyre Festival 1. And so how are you going to charge the amount of money for Fyre Festival 2 that they're charging and put out a list of acts that no one's ever heard? Wait, who's DJ? Who gives a shit? Why am I paying all this money to see how, Antonio Brown, he's an ex-NFL player, and he does have some rap songs. He's kind of like one part comedian, one part rapper, one part fashion guy. And so if that's the level of, you could see why they don't want to list who they're booking yet, because they got to hope it's like, it's mysterious. Just buy tickets, do it. It's fine. And the reason the first time they were able to get acts like Blink-182 is because they put out that promo, and then apparently they were paying like double what most bands would want for a festival like this. So say an agent calls a band and goes, yeah, there's this new festival. They want you to play. I don't know. It seems pretty cool. There's a bunch of models in the promo video, and they're paying double for what we would know. All right, sign me up. But all the models had to apologize that we're a part of it. Nobody wants to put their reputation or take a chance and be like, all right, I'll play Fyre Festival 2, and then end up you have to apologize to your fans. I'd like to make a statement. I'm so sorry to my fans. And also, Billy, there are places in Mexico that are for concerts. My friends in Colorado, I guess Fish does a Mexico thing every year where everybody stays in a nice resort, and then at night there's a stage on the beach, but it's all built. Billy doesn't want to do that because he doesn't think it's cool enough, and you can't charge $25,000 a ticket. But how do you go down to an island in Mexico and build brand new infrastructure that meets the standards for luxury, inclusivity, cool? You're the coolest. And I guess Dominican Republic has a resort that's built for concerts. And just looking into this is unrelated, but kind of interesting. Looking into it, apparently the band Tool just did a festival down in the Dominican Republic called Tool in the Sand, I think. And get this, so Tool advertises it 2 unique sets from Tool, plus all these other bands. I saw Humphreys McGee was on there, and Primus was on there, and kind of that style of music. And apparently, I didn't even know this, Tool has been playing the same set list. It's like pretty short too, like 9 songs or something, the same 9-song set list for years live. Their fans are getting a little tired of it, a little starved for something new. And so a big selling point of this new festival was 2 unique sets from Tool, one on Friday night, one on Saturday night, with a whole bunch of other bands, Primus, and you name it in between. It's going to be the coolest thing ever. And so a bunch of Tool fans were like, I'm in. That's interesting. And they go down there, and I guess apparently it was also advertised, the sets are going to be an hour and a half long. It's going to be unique. Come and check it out. Well, the first night they played the same old set list, and everyone's like, all right, well, we've seen that a bunch. Not any surprises. No risks were taken once again. Well, it must be tomorrow night's the night with the bust outs, the songs they haven't played forever. It's gonna be, and then the next song, or then the next night, it was like pretty much the same, a whole bunch of repeats. And now, apparently, there's a class action lawsuit that someone's starting, a Tool fan, saying the selling point of the festival was 2 unique sets. Oh, yeah, also the second night, apparently, instead of an hour and a half, it was only 75 minutes. But the class action lawsuit is saying, you said 2 unique sets of Tool. They weren't unique. That was the selling point. This was a scam. And the reason I even bring this up in this episode, it's extremely hard to put on a good festival where people feel like they got their money's worth. And even that one is ending up in a class action lawsuit. And they had top tier bands, an amazing infrastructure that was already built, a hotel that's built for that with the stage. You don't have to start from scratch and make everything look good. And if Tool in the Sand with all of those acts disappointed everybody and ended up in a class action lawsuit, I really think the same thing is happening with Fyre Fest 2. I can't believe I'm saying it. Let's follow along. I love you all. I'm going to cut it off there. Why? Stive and why? Shamita.